Directors of buy now, pay later group Afterpay Touch has resigned from the board of the regulatory challenged company just as millions of dollars worth of shares available to him emerge from voluntary escrow. Obviously, there are a lot of concerns about that and also about the Afterpay business. Of course, there's so much to discuss with that. Among many other things, we're joined by Tim Dean, the founder of Credi.com, also on the board of FinTech Australia. Thank you so much for your time, Tim.
Good morning.
We do want to talk about what you guys are doing and also talk about the interest rates and how that's affecting things too at the moment. But this news came out, of course, late yesterday, and I saw that you're someone who definitely can talk about Afterpay. Your views on what's happening here and just, I guess, the company in general.
The buy now pay later space is really exciting because it's given people who want to buy product an alternative to high cost credit. So, if you go and get a high street credit card, you could be paying about 22% on your money, which is pretty crazy really, if you think that you can put $1,000 into a savings account and earn 1.3%.
Yeah.
So the concept of being able to buy now and then pay later on an interest-free model is very appealing because you can just go into a product. I think the challenge that exists for all of these companies and Afterpay, Zip and others is that are they actually performing the same kind of regulatory checks that a credit card company would have to perform? I think they use a variation to the National Consumer Credit Protection Act, the NCCP Act, to not have to undertake rigorous credit affordability
And is
checks.
that why the regulators watch so closely, do you think?
Well, there's a school of thought that when the Royal Commission took place, the buy now pay later industry got asked questions and it kind of got put into a downstream conversation, and you could say, well, it's a subject matter that the regulator is getting to grips with, and I think the regulator absolutely has to get to grips with, because look, consider the numbers, right? If I go and take a $2,000 credit card, I owe $2,000 at the end of 45 days. If I buy $2,000 worth of Afterpay product funded purchasing at $150 a piece, I still owe $2,000 at the end of, say, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, can I afford either transaction?
Yeah.
The credit card company would have to go through very rigorous affordability checks, and the buy now pay later company doesn't. One suspects that the regulator has taken a bit of a sort of see it later view, because let's face it, the buy now pay later industry has put much needed adrenaline into a very, very weak retail sector.
And that is exactly the right point, isn't it? You've got a situation where we have governments and we have the RBA and we have everyone saying, please go out and buy.
Protected species.
Afterpay and Co is kind of assisting with that, getting people out the door. People who are perhaps a little bit more frightened of using their credit card look at Afterpay as it's kind of a similar thing, right?
It's easy money.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk into a shop and you buy a pair of jeans, the average transaction is about $160, and the lure that the retailer somehow pays that out of their margin is very attractive, and you walk out with the jeans. But the problem comes at the end of, the potential problem comes at the end of, say, 6 weeks, when you're having to pay back. Now, it might only be a $150 transaction, but the failure to pay can carry a $6 per week non-payment fee. Now, if you put a banker onto that equation, $6 per week is an APR in the three digits of percentages, which in any other regulatory regime
would not be good.
Would be absolutely not allowed. So there's a lot of catch up that's going to happen, and maybe those are the questions that some people are asking.